What's up everybody, Steven here. Let's break down Double Borough. The event begins from Central Park start pens and takes a quick right, heading south out of the park. This will be the first chance to sneak a power up.
Starting off like crazy. Nice little kick here to begin.
The downhill start will move the group quickly, while the short kicker that maxes out over 7% will allow efficient drafters to overtake riders in the early slopes.
Yeah, front's pulling away. Got a flyer.
The group will stretch here, but refrain from panicking.
Try not to use this power up.
Using a power up within the first mile of a race is never ideal. The long slow descent of 2 to 3% allows riders to easily regroup, so stay calm and refrain from using the power up unless you're truly losing contact. Additionally, any flyers that appear in this section will either be scooped up here or in the upcoming escalator descent. When you begin to enter the city, pancake flat roads appear.
Things are getting strung out again. I don't want to be caught in a split. That would just straight up end our race.
A perfect example of using my power up when I'm at risk of being dropped and knowing the upcoming subway section will offer additional power up opportunities. Even with these flat sections and the negative 19% escalator descent, a group reacting to a couple of flyers could result in splits. It's equally as important in these early stages to gauge how motivated your group is feeling. A motivated group like this means that playing deep in the draft is of much higher risk than a sluggish group that is content on saving their legs for the 2 climbs later on in the course.
I mean, this is crazy. We gotta speed it up, I think.
Having just passed through the purple tunnel with the power segment and power up offering, it's very important to ditch the drafting and position well. The blue arrows on the climb act as a boost to help keep bunches together on the 19% gradients, but riders will still hammer the section and extend the group. Use a power up here to help stay with the group. Additionally, I find that my trainer struggles to keep up with the gradient change and resistance is still high until the 5 to 10 seconds after leaving the escalator. As we work our way through the flats of Times Square, a motivated pack will continue to keep the pressure on as splits from the escalator begins to close. This section is merely a mile long and the steep descent will again help scoop up flyers. Similar to the previous subway section, riders can again pop a power up and try and roll an ideal selection for the upcoming KOM climbs, or just to give the legs another break.
This kick before the KOM stinks.
Just like the previous escalator section, do what you can to position well before the 19% gradients begin and keep on the pedals as you work your way through the trainer resistance 5 to 10 seconds after passing through the escalator.
False flat too.
The flat roads are a thing of the past as riders work through the false flat out of the escalator for hanging a right before the Brooklyn KOM segment. This KOM is undoubtedly the most difficult portion of the race.
6. Yeah, just hold 6 watts a kilogram.
Holding your 6 watts per kilogram for the entire climb in an advanced race is not out of the question because this will be under a 5-minute effort. Ideally, riders will rest their legs on these negative 5 to 6% gradients and safely draft into the climb, allowing for group momentum to offer the most advantage possible. This is especially important as you begin the climb at the steepest gradients of 5% and above. Pacing in your category will largely depend on your race. Just be aware that losing the front group here will undoubtedly mean forfeiting top placement. That being said, do what you can to maintain your position in the red section so you can draft in the yellow gradients that are under 4%. Your position in the pack should also solidly be in the largest bunch. Even with this mentality, the cold hard truth is that many of us will be dropped in this section. If this happens, don't fret. Instead, do what you can to maintain your pace and slowly work yourself into the next largest group, allowing you to catch stragglers that finish ahead of you but are also outside of the front group. Most importantly, remember, the only losers here are the ones who give up and quit. The top of the climb will also offer a power up. The pace will remain high until safely on the steeper gradients, so use whatever is in your pocket to either stay in the group or give yourself an extra advantage on this downhill section. Just up and around the bend is the Manhattan Bridge climb. Everyone is suffering in this point, but take solace in knowing that the worst is behind you. This climb is shorter and unlike its Brooklyn big brother, primarily stays under 3%. This means that using the draft is king. Add a power up in this section and being dropped becomes more about not paying attention rather than your lack of fitness to stay in the group. In fact, this is so draftable that a motivated group can even work together in this section to catch smaller satellite groups that were dropped by the front, just like you're seeing here. A Upon reaching the crest of the climb, a sprint segment offers another power-up to aid you in your race. Do not ease after passing through the banner, and keep on the pedals until you and the blob are safely on the steeper gradients. Even consider using a draft or arrow power-up to help bridge to a group ahead. This is especially recommended because another power-up opportunity lies ahead. At this point, whichever group you are in will be the individuals you are sprinting against as we wind through the flat roads on the way back to Times Square. Just as before, the purple 10-second power segment will offer you your final power-up, appearing just before the last trip up the escalator.
We're gonna have to make sure to stay with the front on this kick.
Positioning in the final mile of this course is everything because this will be a long, fast sprint. As you make your way through the purple power-up section, slowly begin moving to the front of the pack due to the inevitable pace increase after the escalator. The group will be less than half a mile from the finish, and in my experience, the pace truly remains high from this point on, meaning closing any gap from the escalator on will ruin your sprint chances. Do not forget that trainer resistance will also be slow to adapt to the flat gradients after the escalator. A draft power-up can be used before the left turn into the Flamme Rouge, while an arrow power-up requires a bit more patience. Either way, surf the wheels under the few lit arches and let loose from mid-pack when hitting the left. I've yet to see a group be patient in the final 500 feet, leading to uncomfortably long sprints if you're looking for that podium. Good luck in your race, and remember, ride hard, ride smart, and bonk beautifully.